Hey everybody, welcome to our channel, the #1 place for your latest crypto news and updates. Today we have a very special video for you guys, and something that's been highly anticipated in the cryptocurrency space. After years of waiting, it's finally happening. The most popular stablecoin issuer in the world, Tether, has just announced the official launch of their new stablecoin, fully compliant with the new United States laws. They've named this new stablecoin USAT. And as you probably guessed, it's pegged to the price of $1. What makes this stablecoin different from all the others, and why are people calling it the most anticipated stablecoin launch of the year? Let's find out. If you're new here, consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon for notifications. Alright, so first things first, what exactly is USAT? USAT is Tether's newest stablecoin that's fully backed by fiat currency and regulated under United States law. This means that, unlike USDT, which has had many allegations of over-issuance and lack of transparency, USAT will be completely audited and redeemable for actual US dollars one-to-one. The token was developed in collaboration with the nation's leading banking and financial services providers to ensure compliance with all applicable federal regulations. This includes the Bank Secrecy Act and the USA Patriot Act. Now, if you're familiar with the history of Tether, they actually already had a stablecoin that complied with the United States law called Tether Gold. However, USDT was never intended to comply with US regulations, and only the gold-backed version did. While Tether claimed that each USDT in circulation was backed by an equivalent amount of US dollars, the company has never proven this. There have been multiple investigations and court cases against Tether and its sister company, Bitfinex, alleging that they overissued tokens without having enough cash to back them up. However, in this case with USAT, Tether promises full transparency with their new stablecoin. In addition to being regulated, USAT will also be available on all major networks, including ERC20, Omni, and soon on the Solana and Avalanche blockchains. This gives users a lot more flexibility when it comes to trading and exchanging their tokens. Tether plans to support additional networks in the future, making USAT truly universal. So next, let's talk about why this is such a big deal and why people are so excited about it. First off, it's no secret that stablecoins are one of the best ways to participate in the cryptocurrency market. They offer price stability, which is something that altcoins and even Bitcoin don't have. And due to this fact, stablecoins are often used for fast transfers, to hold value in the short term, and as a bridge currency between crypto and traditional finance. They also make it possible for merchants to accept crypto payments without worrying about wild price swings. However, in order for stablecoins to become mainstream, they need to be more transparent and secure. There have been several instances in the past where stablecoins have lost their peg to the dollar, or have been used for illicit activities. USAT is a step towards fixing these problems. Another reason why people are excited about USAT is because it could bring more legitimacy to the cryptocurrency space. Stablecoins are already being used by millions of people around the world, but they're still not regulated in most countries. This makes it hard for institutional investors to use them because they have to comply with securities laws and other financial regulations. If Tether's new stablecoin becomes popular, it could encourage other companies to create regulated stablecoins too. This would open the door for more people to use stablecoins and would also make crypto more attractive to traditional investors. Finally, the launch of USAT could also lead to more innovation in the stablecoin space. When there's more competition, we're likely to see new features and benefits that make stablecoins even more useful. For example, some stablecoins are now offering high interest rates on their tokens, which is something that traditional banks don't offer. Others are experimenting with ways to make stablecoins more resistant to censorship and government interference. Who knows, maybe one day we'll have stablecoins that are backed by gold or other precious metals. But before we get into all the positives, it's important to discuss some of the negatives. First off, one of the main complaints about Tether in the past has been their lack of transparency. They've been accused of overissuing USDT tokens without having enough cash to back them up. If this is true, it means that the value of USDT isn't actually backed by anything, and it could easily lose its peg to the dollar. In addition, Tether has also been accused of using customer funds to make risky investments. This is a serious allegation, and if true, it could damage the company's reputation and lead to a loss of trust in their tokens. Finally, Tether is based in Hong Kong, which is a tax haven. This means that the company doesn't have to disclose much information about their operations or finances to the public. This lack of transparency makes it difficult to assess the company's financial health and raises concerns about whether or not they're complying with anti-money laundering and know your customer rules. These are serious allegations, and if true, they could damage the company's reputation and lead to a loss of trust in their tokens. However, it should be noted that Tether has denied all of these allegations. The second concern is that USAT could be too centralized. One of the benefits of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum is that they're decentralized. This means that no one person or entity has control over the network. However, USDT is a centralized stablecoin, which means that Tether has complete control over the token supply. This could lead to issues like censorship and government interference. In addition, because USAT is backed by fiat currency, it's also subject to inflation and other economic factors. Unlike cryptocurrencies, which are often seen as a hedge against inflation, stablecoins are designed to maintain a constant value. This makes them less volatile and more predictable, but it also means that they're not immune to inflation. When the value of the dollar decreases, the value of USAT will also decrease. This could make USAT less attractive to investors who are looking for a way to protect their wealth from inflation. Finally, the third concern is that USAT could be too expensive. One of the benefits of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum is that they're relatively cheap. You can buy a fraction of a coin for just a few dollars. However, USAT is a fiat-backed stablecoin, which means that it's more expensive to produce. This is because Tether has to maintain a reserve of US dollars equal to the value of all the tokens in circulation. The cost of holding onto these reserves is passed on to the consumer, which means that USAT is more expensive than cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. This could make USAT less attractive to retail investors who are looking for a cheap way to get exposure to the crypto market. Overall, the launch of USAT is a major development for both Tether and the wider crypto industry. As one of the most popular stablecoin issuers in the world, Tether has a lot of influence over the market. If USAT becomes widely adopted, it could set a new standard for stablecoin regulation and transparency. Only time will tell how successful USAT will be, but it's definitely a project to keep an eye on. Let us know in the comments below if you think USAT will be successful or not. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel. We would really appreciate it. And don't forget to check out our other videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.